So another thing I want to discuss is, 1 second. Oh, you ask about how to deal with the previous relationship.
Right.
So there's one more point that I wanted to say. Um, you have to use the placebo. Anybody is familiar with the placebo? Ah, interesting. No, they're laughing because I told them to buy a book on placebo. Yeah, it's a great book, by the way. You want to read a book that's going to change your life? You are the placebo. Okay, in that book, because a lot of us, we didn't grow up religious or different levels, and we had a lot of previous relationship, previous experience, and sometimes those emotions stays and we feel connected or whatever. And the best way to deal with the past, to heal the past, to deal with the past, is to really have to make your new relationship a choice, to make your relationship something strong, and say this is my new life. Meaning, you create a new reality. The choice that you're gonna make, that this is what I choose for myself, on the placebo level, it's like the pill that's gonna take away all the previous emotion, and it's gonna transform it into your new relationship for the positive. Because we are the way the placebo works is like we have stuff inside of us, right? Emotional, like sicknesses, different things that, not that we have those sicknesses in us, but let's say someone is sick. How do they take away that sicknesses? That sickness came because of strong emotions, of trauma, or different things, and they stay in us. How do we get out of those? By choosing not to be like, to choosing a new life, to choosing a new reality, to choose this is now my love, this is my life, this is the past is not realistic anymore. It's not right. So at the beginning, it's not overnight, right? It's a kind of meditation type of thing, but you can heal yourself. So the same way you can heal yourself, all sicknesses is all about, most of it is about our emotions and mental state. So how do you heal yourself? By learning to view things and feel in a different way. And all those meditations have to come with emotions. So the more you project your emotions towards the person that you have now, the more you make a choice to choose that way of life, and not to feel attached to the past. You have to tell yourself, I'm no more attached to the past, I'm attached to that person now. So you might be fake at the beginning, placebo, but eventually that's going to become the reality, and then all the emotions are going to be like that. Right. So it's going to work really like that with time, and the more you think that way, the more you feel that way, the more it's going to become
The advice you're giving is for a religious couple, or is it for any couple?
No.
And what does it mean to be religious in terms of marriage and yeah?
You want it to be a 3-hour class? No. So the advice I'm giving is as much for religious couples and non-religious couples. These human beings, we work as human beings. Now, your second question is, what's your second question exactly?
What is a religious marriage?
Oh, okay. Thank God we have religious marriages. It's true. Religion can take so much away from the problems that we have. It's first of all, it would be terrible to doubt your whole life that maybe she's not the right one, maybe he's not the right one, right? Oh, coincidence, evolution. Oh, you got married to a nice monkey. Evolution just happened. No, there's a God. God doesn't play dice. And when the 2 dice is 6-6, and you find your soulmate, then you can be confident. Oh, you're fighting. Yeah, that's part of the deal. So that thing that you, the trust that you have, that comes from being rich, from being God, that God runs the world, and you do your best, than to, I mean, you do your best to try to understand the other if that person is the right person for me. It's not like, okay, whoever, I meet in the street and I hug by mistake, that's going to be, no, we don't do like that. That'd be ridiculous. God wants us to choose, because you don't choose, there's no love. You have to choose, right? Free hugs. I love that concept. I always wanted to do that. Free Jewish hugs. Men only. Because I'm married. I don't want to die, my wife killing me. But free hugs for men. They're going to think different, though. That's not good. With my French accent, it makes it worse. Okay, no free hugs for men. It's not just French residue that comes back, Anyway, yeah, the advantage of being religious is that it gives you a sense of serenity and trust that, I did my best, and Hashem put that person in front of me. And I used my awareness, my senses, my mind to clarify, is that the person that's going to help me come close to God? The best, the person that's going to help me improve. And there's two options. Or you were supposed to meet that person to learn something about them, like Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, right? Say something interesting. The many levels of soulmates. The soulmates you're supposed to have to be married just for one day. Not married with a ketubah. Married, just meet one day. It's not the right person, but you met, connections. That was one soulmate. Some people you meet for 6 months, and not the right way, but there was a 6 month, that was your soulmate for that period of time. And then there's the soulmate. You're supposed to marry forever. Different soulmates, different level. So
by Jewish law, aren't you supposed to get married after like the 3rd month? So how does that even apply?
After what?
I mean the 3rd date, not month.
No, God forbid.
Really?
There's no laws like that. Get married after the 3rd date?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
No. No law like that. No.
Really?
No.
You should do a misconception.
No. Yeah, that's it. Don't get married after the 3rd date, please. We're gonna go back to 90% divorce. No. It's not in the past by Jews. In the past, still some do it by Hasidim. They check everything before in the family. It's more a family like Bukharians do, the parents usually. Check the check those parents. This family. What does he do? How much he earns? Whatever.
They don't date too much.
What?
They don't date too much.
Why?
The Hasidim, they don't.
No. They did 2 dates. They say, okay, did you see her? Is she repulsive? No. Okay, get married.
Yeah, but the divorce rate isn't too big.
It's not too big, but there's a good reason for that. So it could work, and it was working better in the past. The problem is that nobody teaches them how to be married the right way after. But the reason why the Hasidim are very successful is because they never had another experience of another woman. They can't compare with any other woman. So for them, that's, like we said before, that's their world. That's their woman. And that's the only thing they ever know.
I disagree with that.
With what?
With that's their only woman, because there's so many places that I've been to, like Spa Castle or a hookah lounge, and all I see is these Hasidim people.
Oh, no, those are not Hasidim.
So who are they?
Those are people dressed Hasidish who are part of the Hasidim, but has nothing to do with real Hasidism. These real Hasidim.
But isn't that like a bad example towards us Jews? That
it is.
They're not supposed to be there
but
at a jacuzzi mixed with guys and girls, but they're still
right.
comfortable.
Right. You're right. Those people are usually not religious. They look religious. They have long payers. They look Hasidic, but they're inside of them. They don't believe in God. It's a culture. You eat spaghetti. You put
if I like it, I eat it.
Flamenco skirt. Okay.
But if I like it, if they don't like their marriage, why are they in it?
No, because
you said if you like spaghetti, then you eat it, and if you don't like spaghetti, then I say don't eat it.
And there are some of them go completely off. They shave all. I mean, they become, like Freud. Yeah, like Freud. Become like Freud. But it's not just true by Hasidim. It's true in any groups. by
Yeah, it was true in our Bukharian culture, like when our parents were getting married, but now things changed.
But that's because they're
You're right.
Now we're
afraid
all
to get
dating.
again.
You're right. But in the past,
they're shame
in the past, people were much closer to each other. Everybody knew each other. You didn't go, I'm gonna look for a girl in France or in Africa or
But
whatever.
that's how it was also back then. People got married to.
Because there was nowhere to go. You knew the people in the village, you know the families. We all knew each other, and you look for the best girl in the village.
Isn't
And
that like then now? Like I wouldn't look in Africa. I would look somewhere.
but look, you come. Yeah, today you find a Bukharian, right?
Yeah.
Right. so we usually look for people who are still close. Meaning getting married to someone or meeting someone who is not from the same culture is more dangerous. There's more divorce with that. There's more danger because there's so many differences and there's so many things to reconcile and balance. It's much harder. There's much more work to do. But it can definitely work. But by Hasidim, see, there's so many things in common, and like we used to live not just by Hasidim, any group. So we all, Bukharians get married with Bukharians, French with French, Spanish with Spanish, and it's easier. It's easier. But today, today we all come from all four corners of the world, and we're so different, and that's why anybody you meet, you don't know. Even you go from Dushanbe or Samarkand, it's like it doesn't work. It's like China and Africa, black and yellow. No, it doesn't work. No, I didn't mean that, but okay. Right. No, I love blacks and Chinese. Don't worry. I love everybody. No, but I'm saying, I'm saying that it's those differences just makes it much harder to create bond and balance unity. But it's no problem. It's much easier to marry someone from the same community. And but today everybody is from everywhere. We're so confused. So you have to spend more time dating today. It's important because we're so different.
What would you say is spend more time dating?
It depends on the individual. But Rabbi Tatz, he was speaking to Bali Tshuva. Rabbi Tatz, he said 6 months. 6 months minimum. Because
minimum?
It's a long time. Yeah, he said 6 months minimum. Because you really got to know the person. I have a whole past, I mean, at 8 years old, I used to sing at the church.
Everything up until
right?
you're married to the person anyhow.
What?
I said you wouldn't know the entire person.
Right, you won't. And you don't need to know. You don't need to know the whole person. I mean...
So you would say 6 months is a good time.
It's because today, if you get married really young, like 18, 19, 20, then you have so much to discover, like where what's that person's world and where is that person going. We don't know each other much, and most of us don't know what we want with life.
So what if you're past 18, 19, where you already know what you want and you know where you're headed in life?
Right. So that's why if you meet someone where they both know what they want and it's clear to them, then it can go very quick. After a month, I got engaged after a month.
Nice.
I got engaged. So it's it can work, but that works when you both have clarity. You need to have clarity. So there's always one couple who has a bit more clarity than the other usually, but not always. Everybody has his own level of what he knows. But he knows what he wants. But, yeah.
Can you define your definition of clarity?
Clarity is, I would say, it's really knowing what you're living for, where you are going. What are your immediate goals, your long-term goals, and your dreams? So that would be, I'd say, what's the most important. And you have, with my wife made me do something that I think is great. The first day she was very tired. She was just coming from Israel, so she just let me speak for 7 hours straight. Very nice. She's lucky that I speak. And she asked me, for 15 years, imagine us 15 years from now. What do you see? What is the picture you have? how do you want to see your house? Where do you see yourself living? Where do you see us being or doing? So get a picture, and if you both show the vision, the picture, then it can give you a pretty clear, strong clarity about what to expect, right? But I think the biggest problem is today most people don't know what they want to do. They don't know what they are here for. Judaism helps that. Judaism, that's the beauty of Judaism. It helps you have a direction, a goal in life. We're trying to be more refined people. We're trying to become holy. We're trying to get close to God. We're trying to help the world. We're trying to be a light to the world. It's interesting. Rabbi Yaakov Weinberg, it's one of the best things I ever read on marriage. Rabbi Yaakov Weinberg, my Rabbi's father, so he says that we don't get married for ourselves. I don't get married because I want to be happy. I don't get married. If you're not happy alone already, it's not good. Marriage is not for your happiness. You should be happy before getting married. Very important. Your spouse is not your therapist. Remember. Okay. Go through therapy before and get married. No, it's very important. We sometimes do that. We are here to help each other, but the spouse should not teach the other. We're supposed to be best friends. You can help your friend find a therapist, but don't be the therapist of your friend. That's not good. That's not healthy.
Why not?
What?
Why not?
Because it's the relationship of being married is not about teaching the other. It's really a real best friendship. So you can give the best advice. Your best friend, he can give you a strong advice, or you should do that. But as soon as you become the teacher of the other, it goes outside the boundary of being married. It's it puts one more inferior to the other in a way.
I mean, I'm not saying one should always teach the other. I'm saying, let's say, your wife is upset at something, right? And she just can't come to cope with her anger, or
right?
And you're there to teach her how to, cope with that, or
No,
how
you're
to overcome that.
you're not here to teach her. You're here to support her, to be her best friend.
But if you know the answer, then
no, you can give the answer, but you have to be very careful the way you do it. You have to do it as a best friend, not as a teacher.
It's the way you do it.
Right, it's the way you do it. As soon as you become teacher students, it's not marriage anymore. You can't go to college for that. No, I'm saying it's a dangerous thing because it becomes a different type of relationship. You don't want teacher students in a couple.
But it's hard to tell whether or not, how do you measure? Am I teaching this person?
So yeah, you have to see what would a best friend do. What would a best friend do? You ask to create yourself. If you know what a best friend will do, then you'll do it. It's but you don't want to be here. Okay, speak to me. Speak just. I mean, you want that. You want that, but you have to be again like a best friend, not like a therapist couch.
But what if you think that? I mean, let's say my best friend would just decide to give me space or something, and meanwhile I'm still angry, right? And I put this anger subconsciously in my mind, and I'm still living by this anger my entire life. And
right.
Because it wasn't really dealt with, then I continue with this anger, and it's just
no. So your friend has to push you to deal with it. Just speak to me, or let's go see someone together, or let's deal with it together. It's all about, if you are angry, right, and you're my spouse, then I feel the anger too, and it bothers me. So together, it's our problem. It's not like, oh, it's her problem, she's like that, or his problem is like that. No, it's our problem. Like that very famous story from Rabbi Levin that he went to the doctor and says, "Doctor, our foot hurt." Right? It was the foot of his wife. He said, "Our foot hurt because his wife's foot is his foot. It's one being. So it's together. We take care of it. His wife suffers. He suffers the same as his wife."
So if I get married, I can have 4 feet.
That's right. 4 feet. Fantastic.
That's what the man says.
Right. We think of the practical. Right. But yeah, it's very important to think that way, because it's really is to, we have to make sure not to make the mistake. It's to keep the relationship as well. We tend the tendency to want to teach the other, nobody, or to be bossy. So I do this and you do that, and your job is to do this. It's not this. My job, no, it's a marriage. Your job, you go to your office work, and then your boss tells you this is your job. You do the data entry, right? Or you heal the patient. Yeah, no. Okay, together, let's find a way that we can together take care of that. It's not as soon as you're bossy and you do this and you do that, it's dangerous. You're here to together figure out how to do things best, and that's what best friends do.
How do you come to realize that the spouse? I mean, before one is married, how do you know that this person is 100% who you're compatible with, who your soulmate? I guess
You never know 100% at the beginning.
at the beginning.
Right. There's always a little, but that's why you need to trust God a little bit. That's the part that you let to God. Again, your job is to bring clarity to the potential that you have. Okay, you want to know like what to do, do you see the greatness of that person? Do you see the greatness of the other? Do you see his potential? And do you see how you can help that person achieve her potential? If you can see that, you know the right one. But it has to be mutual, right? But that's really what it is, because it's not, we get married, say, oh, I'm going to be so happy with her. I'm going to have the best food cooked. I'm going to have a nice family. I'm going to have a lot of kids. I. Get an iPhone, iPad. I. You want I? There's a lot of I's. No, it's like, what are you going to be able to give? Do you see how much you can give that person? Do you see the greatness of that person? So you can make her happy, can make him happy. I can give that to that person, and I can give that to that person, I can give that to that person. And that's changed everything, right? So last time we were saying a little bit, like, since you're born, you're just selfish. Pure selfishness, all about I. First thing you do when you're born is like, I want to eat. That's the first thing you do, right? And he continues with the babushka who tries to feed you. It's like, I want, yeah. And you keep eating until you're 18 years old. And then your mom says, okay, no, well, actually, by Russian, you still eat past the 18 years old. 30 years old, come eat. Okay, they force you. But it's about what you're going to give from now on. Once you're married, you have to shift. It's the hardest thing in the world. You have been taking care of yourself. My career, my happiness, my emotions, my problems, my thing. And now it has to be all for you. It's like, it's hard. We're not used to it. You have to twist everything. You have to change everything. So what we have to do is really to realize, I now have to be a giver. That's why you're created, to become a giver, like God. So the spouse is the one you're going to give. But if before you get married, you don't even know what you can give, you don't know what the recipient is, it's a problem. And you know, that was the whole thing with Adam. He took the woman inside of him and faced him with the woman. Why? Because he didn't see the receiver in him. He saw himself as a giver. God said it's not good for man to be alone. Why? Because he's going to think he's one like God. There's one God there in heaven, there's one God on earth, and that's me. And I'm going to give to the world. I'm a giver. I'm a God. I give. That's not a relationship. You want to have a relationship, you have to see how you can receive, and you see who you can give. Yeah, giving and receiving, that's when real love works, giving and receiving. But you have to see what's there. What can you give? What can you offer that person? And you see the beauty. One of the things my rabbi told me about the bedek, and when you have two people who are getting married, right? So one of the first things is the veil, right, that you put, and then you give a blessing there. The veil, the reason you put the veil in front is saying, I'm not marrying you for the physical. Yes, Daniel, you're beautiful. Right? You're all beautiful. But it's not why I'm getting married to you. I'm getting married to you because I see in you something beautiful. I see your neshama. I see your potential. And I want to get married to you because I believe I can give you what you need, and I want to help you achieve your greatness. And as you have to try to tell her, I'm marrying you because of this quality, because I see you becoming like that, and I'm going to be the one helping you achieve that. That's what you're supposed to say. So you go to the depth of who the person is. That's why we cover the thing. That's the blessing you give. So
That's the actual bracha that you say.
you're supposed to, that's the bracha you're supposed to do. Because what's a blessing? Blessing is not may you help, may you be beautiful and whatever. You can invent things, and a blessing comes from a source, right? So you have the source, and then the spring, then you want the blessing to expand. That's what bracha is. It's something like expand. So you see in you, I see this quality, I see this beauty, I see this awesome thing. I see it, and I'm going to help you expand it. You're a great artist. I'm going to help you become the greatest artist in the world. I'm going to help you with, your quality, your business. You're the best businessman. I don't know, but yeah, it's also bracha. You're great at dealing with people and making an impact in the world. I'm going to be there to support you. I can see how you can change the world. A man and a woman under the chuppah have to be like Adam and Eve. I see this woman as a woman who's going to change the world, just like Eve. Or I see this man as Adam, just like at the beginning. You can change the whole world. And if you see the other like that, then you can be sure it's from heaven.
Well, why must you want to help this person achieve
Why
their
what?
potential? Why must you want to help this person achieve their
Because
potential?
it's not that you must want. It's showing that you are ready to give love to that person. Meaning, you're saying, this is what I see in you. I see you. I see the depth of you. I see how great, how beautiful you are. And I want this beauty. I'm able to recognize that greatness in you. And I want this to blossom and to become greater. And I believe I'm the one who can do it. And nobody else. I can do this better than anybody else.
Isn't that I also?
Yeah, but it's the eye of giving. I love you. It's I. But it ends with a you. Right? Right? It's really, so that's really the thing. It's the eye of giving. Yeah, sometimes you say you're selfish. I want to give you that, Like sometimes you force people to receive something. That's wrong. Hi, it's there.
It's downstairs. Can I get two guys or one guy?
Yeah. Do you mind helping? Thank you so much.
So
it's the food for the Emmet. Yeah.
So you're saying that all these preconditions, if they exist, that it's something from heaven.
Right. This is the thing that's going to give you clarity. What you say, Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration, starts with clarity. You have clarity that I see the beauty, I see how I can help that person, and you both see that in each other. And that's going to be a reflection of that's the right person. Because if you can't see the other person, you won't be able to give any love. You have to see the beauty, and that person has to feel you see it, her beauty, his beauty. All right? We'll stop here today, and we shall continue with more love and clarity. Thank you.